afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Rich Jones Real Talk Show. How y'all doing today? We're live on the radio right now. It's just, speaking to y'all. This is my first time doing this, so y'all got to bear with me. It's going to get stronger and stronger every Thursday at 1 o'clock. Y'all know how it goes. Today I'm gonna bring up some old business in Flint and some new business, and I'm a proactive person, and I like to try to get as far ahead of issues as I can. But this first issue that I'm gonna bring up is the subpoena of Rick Snyder and others that was done by Eric Mays about 3 years ago. Next Thursday I will have the exact date and everything. But that didn't happen because there was not enough community voices expressing that the city of Flint really wanted that done. It was a lot of silence. It was very little promotion. Even to this day, when I mention that, it's news to a lot of residents in Flint. And the only way I can see that our city of Flint is going to be able to turn this serious downward spiral around is that the residents really lay their opinion on them. And when this came about, I know as a fact that the majority of the residents in the city of Flint wanted this to take place. And because it didn't happen, it's been a domino effect far as charges being dropped on Rick Snyder, Rich Bear, a couple of people that damaged our city and changed the way we live, and it may be forever. They got promotions, and I'm talking about Nick Lyons, and I will have the other name and everything. I forgot the other lady name. It's been a while, but they received promotions during the Snyder administration. And the city is going on 10 years not being able to drink their water from the tap. Going on 10 years. We have pipes that have been changed from the street to our houses. And then those houses still require water filters, which means whenever they get done arguing, fussing, fighting, whatever they call themselves doing right now, and go ahead and install those lines from the street into our houses, our water still will not be tap drinkable. And what that means is everything needs to be changed to where we have clean water flowing throughout our city, not just once it come into our houses and go through the filter that some of the contaminations and the lack of chemicals are the problems that created, because the water is running through bad infrastructure that is bad by the time it gets into our house. So eventually, and it's going to, like I said, it's going to take citizen uprising. A lot of people like what's going on. So the uprising needs to start from Lansing and on our federal government. And then the pressure needs to be put down upon our city officials to make sure we get the job done right and that our great-grandkids will be able to drink water straight out of the tap. They will be able to plug their water hoses up and drink out of the water hose. As a little kid, I could drink out of a water hose. Can't do that now. So we got a whole lot of anniversaries coming up as far as the water crisis go. I'm sitting outside right now in Orlando, Florida, so that's why y'all heard that vehicle. Sun is kind of shining, and I like to come outside and talk. And the reason why I'm saying our citizens dropped the ball on that is because right now, last year, our pension fund was underfunded by $426 million. That's scary. Last year, we were supposed to be awarded up to $170 million from the state in the bailout effort. Come to find out, that's not true. And I'm scared for our retired workers because without that bailout, what they have now applied for, without that money, a lot of people with their pension checks, they're not going to get their pension checks. And I'm very, very, very scared. Retired workers from the city of Flint, y'all need to get behind the administration. The man that they asked for that $170 million and make some trips up to Lansing and put your weight on our legislators up there and let them know that y'all need your pension fund stabilized. That $170 million can help some of y'all livelihoods. This is serious, y'all. This is serious. I'm not a retired worker from the city of Flint, but I love the city of Flint. I want to see the city of Flint turn around. And if we can't take care of the people who got us to where we are right now, what good are we? So I will be reaching out to the retired workers in the city of Flint. I will be reaching out to the mayor of the city of Flint. I will be reaching out to council people in the city of Flint to try to bring awareness and love. We need to bring awareness and love because a lack of love and understanding push you $426 million under funding your pension fund. The city of Flint last year had a $426 million underfunded pension fund. And we don't know how far underfunded it is this year at this present moment because for some reason these financial committee meetings are not bringing this information out. There's different reasons why. It all depends on, basically, to be honest, it all depends on who you talk to as the reason why these conversations have not been held. But the bottom line of it is we are getting ready to okay a budget, and it probably get okay today. At I think at 4:30, they're having a committee meeting on approving the budget. We don't know how many $1 million this is underfunded, but we do know that when that announcement was made, it was some misinformation, because the way the announcement was made was we had the money and it was going into our pension fund, and in return that was going to help our general fund and we were going to be okay. That's not true. Now it's out there that the city of Flint has applied, get this y'all, the key word, applied for a maximum of $170 million that can go towards our city of Flint pension fund. That's why I say all retirees, all future retirees, all people that work for the city of Flint, all residents that love the city of Flint, stand up. We got to get ready to go up to last, and we got to let them people know that the city of Flint need and deserve that $170 million. Remember, we are at least $426 million underfunded. And we got to make that money up, and we got to keep those checks rolling in for our retirees. We got to do it. It's just something that we got to do as a city. We got to do it. And by all means necessary. That means a lot of people that won't stand with people on certain items and certain agendas. People have different agendas, different goals, different commitments. They gotta let all that go, and they gotta stand up and work hard and get that $170 million and more. And we got to find other ways to turn that deficit around in that pension fund. We got to do it. We owe it to our ancestors. That's something that we got to do, and I'm really into. Now I wanna skip over to these recalls, because the recall of 4th Ward Councilwoman Judy Presley was denied today. And there has been a recall language put out for Liddell Lewis in the 2nd Ward and Allie Pokenroder in the 7th Ward. Those hearing dates have not been set up yet to see whether or not the language will be approved. There's some steps that need to be taken when it comes to recalling somebody. It just seems like the city of Flint, a lot of people think that all they got to do is file language and the person is recalled. It's not that simple. That's the first step of filing language. And then there has to be a hearing. And at that hearing, they determine whether or not the language is clear and factual. The recall language that wasn't approved for Judy Priestley wasn't approved. Number one, they didn't even spell her name right. And they were saying that she didn't get along with people, basically. She wasn't a people person. She wasn't a person for the city of Flint, basically. That's what they're trying to say. And I can understand why there was a 3-0 vote not to approve that language. Now, here comes the tricky part when it comes to Liddell Lewis' recall language and Ali Hokenroder's recall language, because it's supposed to be clear and factual. And their lawyer got their work cut off for them because they're being recalled on something that is clear and factual. They were not in attendance. I'm trying to find the exact date. There was a special meeting called by Tanya Burns, Councilwoman Tanya Burns, and Councilman Eric Mays. And it was attended by Jerry Winfrey Carter, Quincy Murphy, Eric Mays, and Tanya Burns. And they received dialogue from the residents of Flint that wanted some of the Harper funds to go towards helping them in their businesses. How most of them was personal needs to help with their house, porches, stuff like that. It's clear and factual they wasn't at that meeting. So the question is going to be whether or not they're going to acknowledge that they was not at that meeting, that meeting was legally posted, and they just wasn't in attendance. They supposed to be recalled when that hearing comes. But their attorney, well, I know they're going to go, because Judy went to this proceeding with her attorney, even after reading the language, seeing that her name was spelled wrong. She still went there with her attorney. So I'm positive that Liddell Lewis and Ali Hokenroder will show up with attorneys. And we just got to see whether or not the excuse that is given by the attorney for them not attending that meeting will give them. All it takes is two. It takes the highest vote win. So if one person say that they're going to approve the language and two people say that they're not going to approve the language, then the language is not approved. If two people say that they're going to approve the language and one person say that they're not going to approve the language, then the language is approved. So it's all about whether or not the excuse, the reason that the attorney gives for Liddell Lewis and Ali Hokenroder, whether or not the second step of recalling them can be taken. So, after the second step, it comes the third step. And the third step may be skipped because it is that the person whose language has been approved against, they have the right to appeal the decision that was made about recalling them. And if they approve that, if they do file that appeal, then they have to have another proceeding to where they get to plead their case to where why they shouldn't be recalled. So that's step 3. Is the appeal. Step 4 is the actual hearing to where they decide whether or not they're going to go forward with the recall or they're going to stop it there. So let's just say that They filed that they were recalled. The language was approved. They filed an appeal, and the appeal was denied, which means they can go on to the next step. And then the next step is to collect a certain percentage of the voters in that council person's ward. I think they have from the first day that they get a signature up until 90 days to get signatures from voters in that ward. So